2, 1, go!
Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Landon Does Stuff channel. And I bet you can guess what we're doing today. Yes, we are once again continuing our retrospective on Dyan and Estella's take on the Corruption mod. Though this time we are going to be taking a break from the original Reimagined storyline to look at official DLC to Corruption Reimagined. Friday Night Funkin, Corruption Reimagined, Pumpkin Hunt. As this is the next part of our timeline. And hey, this is now the fourth part in a multi-part retrospective. Yeah, 4 parts, I can't believe it, I'm going so slow, I should be working faster. So if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on each week so far, go ahead and click that white circle in the top right corner of the screen right about now. And you can go to a playlist with all the videos in the series so far, and meet back up with us when you're done. But in case you don't want to watch all that stuff, I'll give a very brief summary of the story so far. And I mean like dream speedrunning fast, cheating and all. So why don't we get right to it, hand me my mask, put on the music, it's time. Start the timer, starting off with boyfriend and girlfriend both get infected by Lemon Demon in the mall during week 5, leading to them roaming the streets of Philly, looking for people to infect, when they find Pico, and they begin to fight, with Pico shooting at boyfriend, missing all of his shots until right at the end, Pico manages to land a shot on boyfriend and uncorrupts him, and after a couple of shots at girlfriend, she begins to break free as well. Though, Pico's been infecting more and more as boyfriend and girlfriend both escape the corruption, with Pico soon enough succumbing in his final day, with both boyfriend and girlfriend fully uncorrupting and running off, with Pico going off to look for people to infect, with him finding Mommy Mirrorst, with her not really fighting back in her first fight, with her beginning to actually infect by the second fight, causing her to actually try, and with her fighting back, Pico begins to break free as well, with him shooting himself non-stop, and I mean non-stop, this guy seriously has like a problem, he needs to get some counseling or something. And as the fight went on, Mommy Mirrorst grew tired of Pico and the corruption's bullshit, so by the third day, she ends up using even more of her strength. And Pico uncorrupts even more as well. Things look great here. I mean, if things kept going this way, the corruption spread would have ended right here. But of course, things went wrong, as Mommy Mirrorst's henchmen now all appear infected, and that of course spells the end of Mommy Mirrorst, as Pico begins to reinfect, and soon enough, Mommy Mirrorst is overpowered by the corruption. And with that, Mommy Mirrorst takes off in her limo to look for people to infect, while Pico kept going on foot, and with him stumbling into a cemetery, finding Skid and Pump, with Pump already infected by Lemon Demon when boyfriend and girlfriend were infected in the mall. Obviously, Pico will seize the opportunity to infect someone else and torture Skid, by the way. This is really fucked up. But yeah, eventually, Skid is overpowered by the corruption after 3 fights, thanks to corrupt Pico wanting to torture Skid and play with his food for a while. And yeah, that's all for the recap today. How'd I do? I hope I did well. So, anyways, hey there folks. The name's Landon, and like always, I'm doing stuff. So why don't we go ahead and dive right into the stuff for today? Friday Night Funkin' Corruption Reimagined's official DLC, Pumpkin Hunt. So, we start out with the cutscene, with our boy Ken watching the TV, seeing that some new shirts are out. Thank God, I've been needing to get some new ones. Look at all these fucking gashes and holes in this shit. Jesus, where'd that come from? Jesus Christ. So, anyways, an emergency broadcast interrupts whatever the hell Ken was watching, as our news anchor here, voiced by Gray, which by the way, if you don't know him, he makes some cool stuff. Pretty much gives Corruption Reimagined days glow-ups and makes them all look pretty. And while I'm talking about Gray, I might as well mention ChipRX, as I see this being the only time I can smoothly transition to talking about him. He does the same as Gray. And by the way, they're both really talented. Both their channels will be linked in the description. If you want to go ahead and give them a look, I would highly recommend it, as I like them very much. And they're pretty cool, and I'm a big fan of their videos. Also, hi Gray! I have a feeling you're watching this! I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I do Pumpkin Hunt justice. Though, with that out of the way, our friend here on the TV is actually talking about the beginning of the corruption spread, with him talking about Lemon Demon and boyfriend fighting, with boyfriend of course losing this fight, and soon enough the events of Corruption Reimagined playing out. And we get to see Pico there in the background when the camera pans to the right. I just think that's pretty cool. Nice little lore thing for why Pico was the first attacked. Though the broadcast ends with our friend here telling people to stay indoors and to not interact with these creatures by any means necessary. Well, it looks like Pico, Mummy Mirror, Skid, and Pup all should have listened to this guy. Am I right? And now they're all infected. God fucking damn it, dude. You had one job. Yeah, Kin ends up leaving, saying that his business trip is over. And we catch up with him as he says he's been hiding in the cemetery. And, ever since the corruption started. And with him saying finding food and the time to sleep is becoming harder and harder every passing day. Until he finds 2 kids in the cemetery, of course being Skid and Pump. And although he may be tired, Kin says he has to give this a shot. And with confidence, Kin begins his first battle. Oh.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, sorry, he just needed to restart. Anyways, now we actually start with the updated full week releasing on March 18th, 2023, featuring the song Inescapable by Funny Man. A chilling song with Kin up against the spooky kids, now both corrupted, and as you can tell by the scenery, it seems that Kin arrived just a little bit late after Pico already infected Skid, with him being nowhere to be found, and Skid and Pump still standing here both corrupted with pride. The only thing that's changed in the background is Kin's lamp, to help him see in the dark. And, I kind of want to dive more into the song here, as it has a really interesting sound to it. Like, it mixes this creepy and fun vibe, with Kin being in, way too deep. And, now this fight is, well, inescapable. But even then, Kin isn't just gonna sing, as he begins to infect the small bit, with this look of surprise and worry now on Kin's face, being humbled real quick, I guess. Though he begins to attack the spooky kids, clawing at them with his, claws as the battle goes on, with both Skid and Pump dodging Kin's attacks. Though, as the song carries on for a bit, Kin begins to find his footing, and Kin attacks Skid and Pump more and more as the fight carries on. And we end the first battle with one last attack from Kin as the instrumental ends. Kin is beginning to realize that just because Skid and Pump are children doesn't mean a 2v1 is going to be any easier. Kin realizes he's going to need to crank it up a notch, with Kin talking to himself, realizing that this battle is only going to get harder, as he ain't making any progress, so he's got to give it all he has, telling the corrupted kids to prepare yourselves. I'm going to bring you back to your senses. That's my Kin voice, I hope you like it. And he tries just that in the next episode, with the updated week once again released on March 18th, 2023, featuring the song Broken Nerve by Conenter. And here we see Kin has begun to infect even more, with the corruption now began to infect his head and legs, with it covering even more of his chest as well. But that doesn't stop Kin, as Broken Nerve has a much faster pace than Inescapable. Well, that fell as Kin was stuck dealing with Skid and Pump and the corruption. This time, Skid and Pump, or the corruption, is now stuck dealing with Kin, fighting back with everything he's got, with him attacking the spooky kids as much as he can, even during his time singing, with him actually pushing back the health bar with the singing as well. Now he isn't holding back, and maybe it'll actually pay off for Kin, as he might actually be able to win, as the song keeps going with Kin's non-stop harassment beginning to actually work, as Kin corrupts a bit more, but Skid is beginning to escape, as the top right of his head is looking a bit less corrupted. And even though he didn't uncorrupt, for the rest of this fight, Pump is going to be on the verge of fighting back if you take a look at his icon. And as the instrumental changes to a more hopeful sound, Skid uncorrupting even more, it makes Kin try even harder, with him giving it all he can. I mean, look at this. My boy is giving it his all, working overtime for this shit. With Kin attacking non-stop and trying to keep up the pace of the song, as well to hopefully save Skid, you kind of wonder, how long could this guy keep it up for, right? I mean, because as said at the start of this week, he hasn't been sleeping or eating much lately. It's been harder and harder to find these resources. But it doesn't matter right now. As both sides rest, Skid uncorrupts even more, with him now finally being able to see again. And, we know how this is gonna go. As they begin to fight again, Skid starts recorrupt, with him flipping back and forth, trying to keep fighting, trying to stay strong with Kin, but even Kin has grown tired. He went into this fight lacking both sleep and food, so you can only expect, after so much fighting and so much energy being exerted, this outcome is what's gonna come. As it was all sought in vain. By the end of the battle, Skid couldn't keep fighting, and near fully recorrupts. With Kin almost fully corrupting, it looks like this third fight is going to be the last fight that Kin will ever see. As our hero here, Kin failed not only Skid and Pump, but himself, as he went into this fight confident he would win. I mean, Skid and Pump are just some kids. How could they beat him? Well, looks like this is how. And as Kin speaks to himself in the cutscene, damn it, this wasn't supposed to happen. I gotta find a way to escape. I can't save them at this point.
3, 2, 1, go!
So of course, we know Kin isn't making it out of this alive. Are you serious, buddy? You think the corruption's gonna let you leave? You're a fucking clown! Though yeah, we reached Kin's final episode with the remastered week once again being released on March 18th, 2023, featuring the song Last Stand by Connenter. And my dog is pushing me up against my microphone. I'm sorry if that was all weird and bass boosted shit. So anyways, as the instrumental leads, the world shifts to this red and pink hue, and Kin begins with this song, of course, spelling the end of our friend. As Skid is fully recorrupted and Kin has corrupted even more, leaving only his right hand and his right eye unaffected. And even with Kin pushing back against the corruption's control, he won't be making it out of this one alive. As you can really feel this frantic and crazed feeling as the song carries on, with Kin giving it one last shot to at least save himself and possibly escape and come back to save Skid and Pump. And as he goes on, we can see the Logistics Funny Man, Among Us crewmate guy, and Plunger all appear, possibly trying to help Kin as he corrupts even more, until Skid and Pump end this song with one last hold though, as Kin finally accepts his fate and fully corrupts. The battle ends, and Kin is overpowered by the corruption. Is what I would say if Kin wasn't a fucking badass as he claws the corruption off of his face while he still had a small bit of control and leading to one last attempt to save Skid and Pump. Kin's attacks are relentless. Even when he knew he wasn't making it out of this alive himself, he still fought to at least try and save Skid with all he had. And now, after leading in a bit overconfident to being humbled real quick in the first day to almost saving Skid in the second, Kin finally accepts his fate as he closes his eyes and is soon enough overpowered by the corruption. For real this time, I promise. Leading to the end of Kin's week. Holy moly, that was fucking sick. I feel like the more I talk about this week, the more I like it. So why don't we go ahead and keep talking about this week and see where Kin's gonna rank on the tier list, baby! You fucking know it! We're doing this! Woo! So, where does Kin's week rank on the tier list? Well, it's pretty swag and awesome if I do say so myself. I like it more than Skid's week, that's for sure. I like all the songs, and if I were to rank them from worst to best, it would probably go Broken Nerve, Inescapable, and then Last Stand. If you don't know the song names, it's Day 2, Day 1, and then Day 3. I really like the little fake at the end of Day 3. That's probably my favorite part of the song. Even though I don't think it's the best part of the song, I just think it's a cool little moment. It's a little event. It's like, wow, he's awesome. You think Kin is done as he fully infects, though he of course wasn't, with him clawing the corruption off of his face and giving it one final, albeit useless, attempt to at least save the Spooky Kids at that point. And I gotta say, it's nice to see the Spooky Kids actually be used in a corruption mod and threatening at that point. As a little spoiler here, they don't fight anyone until the finale here. Without Pumpkin Hunt existing at least, which, makes sense. They already have Mayhem and Pico. Why use someone weaker to infect people unless if they're the only people around? Like in Pumpkin Hunt's case, that's why, because Kin finds Skid and Pump alone, and it's like, I'll save them, I know I will, I'll bring them back to their senses, and the motherfucker gets ratioed so fast, holy shit. Though, enough talking about Skid and Pump. Of course, with this week taking place in the same location, my gripe with the background is still there. Just doesn't look as good as others in the series in my opinion. Though I gotta say, I do really like how expressive Skid is when he's beginning to uninfect, with him crying and looking terrified. You can tell he just wants this to end and wants it all to go back to normal, but in the end, it doesn't, and it won't for a long time. And I just think Kid's cool. As I already mentioned, with him clawing at his face to free himself, for one last chance to try and save himself or Skid and Pump. He's a homie. Trying to save the Spookers is pretty cool. And I just like it a lot. Though I will say I do have some problems with the art. Mainly, I don't like how Kid is drawn here. I'll mention it later. But as well, I think the Spooky Kids have really weird outlines. Am I the only one that noticed this? I mean, it doesn't really matter much for the entire week. I give this week overall a B tier, right behind my Mirrorst. As well, I do like Kin's week a lot, and I think it's great. My main problem with ranking it higher is that my Mirrorst week was so high quality, and it was so good, that the only real problem with Mirrorst week being the pacing of the final day specifically, and, song length. Kin really doesn't have that awkward pacing, but I personally just enjoyed the song Sane Savagery, Discharged, and Glammed more than Inescapable, Broken Nerve, and Last Stand. And honestly, as I said, I've already mentioned this, but I'm not a big fan of how Kin is drawn here. I thought the animation of him swiping at the Spooky Kids was him shooting something at them. Am I the only one who thought this, by the way? Please, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear if I'm just crazy or not, like...
I was crazy once. They put me in a room.
Wait, what's that fucking noise? No, I'm crazy.
Crazy.
Shut your mouth, please! But I gotta say, he gets better. A lot better. So, B tier for now. You know, I think that's fair enough. Though, anyways, folks. Wait, what? Oh, wait, let me take that. Oh, someone's knocking at the door. Okay, let me go get that for him. Hey, guys, I'm just gonna leave this recording just in case I get mugged or something. Bro. Yo. B tier's good, Ken. Yo, Ken, come on, man. Come on. Yo, Okay, I'm back. Fuck me, okay, so I've actually changed my mind on Kinspeak. It's actually kind of flawless. I like it a lot. Yeah, we're gonna move Kin to the top of B tier. No, S tier. I meant S tier. Yeah, Kin's gonna be at the top of S tier. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, Kinspeak is awesome and amazing and stuff. So, I think S tier is fair. So, anyways, folks, my name's Landon, and I've done all my stuff for today. I hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I did talking about this. Though, jokes aside and my stellar acting aside, guys, I hope you all enjoyed, and like always, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Adios, bye. This is me in post, by the way, so if it sounds different, that's why. I love you.
Three, two, one.